Well, it's been a big week in celebrity legal news with two high-profile trials drawing to a close. Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp featured a sister, a makeup artist, and Amber in tears. Here in the UK, what's being called the Wagatha Christie trial today starred footballer's wife Rebecca Vardy storming out of court after the lawyer of fellow wag Colleen Rooney accused her of destroying evidence. Now, earlier we spoke to broadcaster and journalist Afua Hagan with a deep dive into unhappy marriage and toxic friendships. We began by asking about the Heard versus Depp trial.
Well, this week has been slightly different in that we've had quite a few witnesses take the stand. So we've not just heard from Johnny Depp and Amber Heard themselves, we have heard from people around them who witnessed what I can only really describe as the chaos that was their relationship. So you have Melanie Iglesias, who was Amber Heard's makeup artist. And she actually witnessed, she saw Amber Heard when she had injuries on her face. She used her expertise to cover fat lips, to cover bruises. She also said that she held on to Amber Heard's mobile phone when she was trying to divorce Johnny Depp so that Johnny Depp wouldn't be able to contact her, which she wouldn't be able to change her mind as well. You also have Amber Heard's sister. Now, she has been talking about an event that happened, an incident that happened where she witnessed the violence between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and I think we can hear her testimony now.
But I'm standing up there talking, or I'm standing up there, I'm at the top of the stairs with my back to the stairs, and that's when Johnny runs up the stairs. And again, I'm facing Amber, he comes up behind me, strikes me in the back, kind of just somewhere over here, he strikes me in the back, I hear Amber shout, "Don't hit my sister." She smacks him, lands one, and then he grabs, at that point, that's when Travis runs up the stairs after Amber landed one. But by that time, Johnny had already grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and was whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other as I was standing there.
Some pretty shocking stuff. Have you heard from anyone else?
Yeah, so we have heard from Amber Heard's acting coach. Her name is Christina Sexton, and she was the last person to testify yesterday. She said that the relationship became darker through the years, not just through the two of them, but actually their home became darker. It was physically a mess, and the both of them were a mess. Amber Heard had lost a lot of weight, and he was also very critical. Johnny Depp was also very critical of the roles that Amber Heard would want to take. He would criticize him, saying they were not for her and they were beneath her. And I think we can also hear from her now.
I would say the last year they were together, probably 80-90% of our sessions began with her crying. And that would be increasing as it went on. Ironically, she has a little difficulty crying, acting-wise, so which a lot of us do. And so, yeah, we would have to work when we were doing it acting-wise, but it was a lot towards the end there, a lot of crying sessions.
Afua, when we see trials like this play out in the courtroom, we're obviously also going to be aware that it's going to be playing out in the court of public opinion. And interestingly enough, when we look at how the wider public have reacted to it recently, it does seem as though there's been a bit more support for Johnny Depp and perhaps a bit more trolling and criticism of Amber Heard. Has anything we've heard this week changed that narrative just yet?
Oh, absolutely not. That narrative is prevailing. That Amber Heard certainly seems to be trolled. I mean, so much so that when she was testifying in court, the officials in court had to tell people to stop sniggering, to stop laughing at her, and to respect her when she was on the stand. Now, you talked about the court of public opinion. Of course, social media plays a huge part in that. And so Johnny Depp has tagged videos on TikTok, which are garnering about 12 billion views. And those are obviously all in support of him, saying that Amber Heard is lying. She, on the other hand, has comparatively paltry 44 million tagged videos on TikTok. So he seems to have the bigger army, as it were, and they are all about trolling Amber Heard, saying that she's lying, so much so that she is considering perhaps taking legal action against some of these people that are trolling her. But you're absolutely right in saying the court of public opinion plays a huge part of this. And of course, social media, we've seen the memes, we've seen lots of the jokes that have been made about both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. But I think what we must remember is that this is a very serious case of domestic violence, seemingly on both sides.
Let's move from a very serious case to a gloriously incredible, soap opera-y,
Unserious.
unserious.
That was the word I was waiting
Yes.
for. The unserious.
Unserious.
Equally fascinating, and that, of
Yes.
course, here in London, the Wagatha Christie trial. Now, give us a quick recap. Our international viewers may not be all across this tale of football frenemies affair.
Football frenemies is the best phrase I think I've heard applied to this. Now, Wagatha Christie is a nickname given to Colleen Rooney. She's the famous WAG. WAG stands for wife and girlfriend. Now, the WAGs was a term that was coined during the World Cup, and that was for partners of the England football players. So, she was given the name Wagatha Christie, named after Agatha Christie, famous
Genius.
fictional detective there, because she was hoping to find someone who was leaking information from her Instagram account to the press. So what she did was she set up a private Instagram, created fake stories there, and then whittled down the people who were following her until there was one person left, and that of course was Rebecca Vardy, and it spawned that famous tweet, it's ... Rebecca Vardy's account. Therefore, Wagatha Christie was born. Now, why are we in court? Well, we're in court because Rebecca Vardy is actually suing Colleen Rooney for defamation and libel and saying, look, I wasn't the one that was leaking this. How dare you say this about me? This is ruining my career. Colleen Rooney is adamant that it was Rebecca Vardy who was leaking this information about her, hence why we are now in court.
And what a legal situation this is. I mean, goodness gracious. You know, I've been following this from the very beginning, from 2019, when it leaked on Twitter. I think everybody saw the entertainment aspect of it. But clearly, Rebecca Vardy feels as though that she's suffered emotionally as a result of this. And when we look at the testimony across the week and the reports of her having her head in her hands as she cried, we're also hearing that today she stormed out of court after hearing that Colleen Rooney had accused her of destroying evidence. Fill us in on that part.
Well, yes, it has been very dramatic over the course of a few weeks. Only this week, we've actually had Rebecca Vardy's husband, Jamie Vardy, in court supporting her. Wayne Rooney has been there the whole time with his new beard, not sure about that. Anyway, so Rebecca Vardy stormed out of court after only half an hour today with her laptop because she is accused of deleting vital messages sent between herself and her agent, and those relate to her leaking stories. Now, it seems that from what we've heard over the past couple of weeks, and this is just what we've heard in court, that Rebecca Vardy is a little bit of a leaking tap. So she has a habit of leaking stories. That's what we've been heard, allegedly. So this morning she was accused of losing documents, of deleting incriminating evidence, of deleting messages. She says that when she tried to send the messages to her lawyers, they somehow vanished. It's also being claimed that one of her associates' phone fell into the North Sea days after a judge had ordered it to be examined, to which Hugh Tomlinson QC said that that story was fishy enough. You just couldn't make it up.
Well, we'll have to wait.